Shalom, peace and love, peace and blessings. What's going on, my brother?
What's up? What's going on with you, man? How you doing?
Oh, we live on Full Bouncer YouTube. See brother Tobias Tafari. Yes,
It's
sir.
it's
We're on the
show.
Full Bouncer YouTube channel. We were supposed to go live on Triunity, but it's
Oh
all good.
wow, that's awesome, awesome. So here we go, planting more seeds for Fool Bouncer channel, where we bounce the fool out of the inner being. Okay, this is the origination of the word sound, Fool Bouncer. One word sound, one word. See? This is over 20 years old, this idea. See, this is the channel here. And thank you for my brother Tobias for putting this together so we can stream this live and our reaction of the question here that's been asked to the multiverse of us. Why did quantum entanglement win the Nobel Prize in Physics? I see. So why did you pull this video up here, Tobias?
All right, so we were supposed to watch this earlier, remember? And it had locked. It had
Oh,
kicked us
that's what
out.
it was.
So
This is the
yeah,
video. You found it. Okay, cool,
yeah.
cool. Righteous. I remember. I remember now. All right.
See, so we gonna play the first minute or two before we chime in, unless something comes up. If something comes up, by all means, unmute and say your piece. And we'll be keeping an eye on the comments as well. So anybody who jumps on will be able to chime in with them. All right, let's go ahead and get it started.
Yes. All right. Let's see what he got to say now. Why? Let's see what are we talking about here.
All right.
The Nobel Prize in Physics is typically awarded to scientists who make sense of nature, those whose discoveries render the universe more comprehensible. But the 2022 Nobel has been awarded to 3 physicists who revealed that the universe is even stranger than we thought. This year's physics Nobel laureates are John Clauser, Alain Aspect, and Anton Zeilinger, who together are responsible for a series of ingenious experiments that proved that the strangest prediction of quantum mechanics is actually true. It's the prediction that Einstein refused to accept. The idea that 2 quantum systems can be entangled, bound to each other, such that they can influence each other instantaneously over any distance. This spooky action at a distance, as Einstein called it, is in seeming violation of his own theory of relativity, which tells us that no causal influence can travel faster than light. Clauser and Aspect achieved the rarest of feats. They proved Einstein wrong, while Zeilinger greatly advanced our understanding and practical application of the phenomenon of quantum entanglement. Of course, we've talked about quantum entanglement once or twice in the past, but today I want to tell you about a series of brilliant experiments celebrated by this year's Nobel. Let's start with a simple thought experiment. You have 2 balls.
Okay, so yeah, how was this
Yeah.
observed? This okay, so I'm familiar with the study that I mean I read about it, and I believe encapsulated in the words that your thoughts can affect something that goes on with the farthest star that we can observe outside of time and distance instantaneously when you think things in so many words. You know what I mean? So yeah, the entanglement, quantum, outside of time and distance, and we're familiar with this, right? So yeah, we're interested. We're interested in seeing how this was observed here. You know what I mean? What do you think, my brother? Think about
Yeah,
this
bro. Man, this is my first time seeing this and reacting. So to be honest, this is new territory for the
All
eye. You know what I'm saying? So I'm intrigued to see more about even this study.
Okay, so then that being said, man, and since I've heard of it, just stop at any time you have something that pops into mind.
For
Let's
sure.
go.
All right. Cool. And also for like context, like this was posted 2 months ago, so right before the New Year's and whatnot.
Yeah.
November, like around November. So
My brother.
this is interesting. This is PBS Space Time. You know what I'm saying? 2.8 million subscribers. So we just some context. So let's go ahead and get back to this.
Posted in L even. All right, let's go.
Balls, one black, one white. You close your eyes, shuffle the one black, celebrated by this year's Nobel. Let's start with a simple thought experiment. You have two balls, one black, one white. You close your eyes, shuffle the balls, and place each in an identical box. You put the first box in a rocket and send it to the moon, while you keep the second box with you on Earth. While that box is closed, the ball on the moon has a 50-50 chance of being black or white. You open your box and you instantly learn the color of the ball on the moon. So, did you cause information to travel faster than light? Of course not. The information about the ball's colors was always there with the balls. You just learned which was which. But now imagine that these are quantum balls with entangled quantum colors. According to quantum mechanics, we not only don't know which is which until the box is open, but the colors of the balls are fundamentally undefined.
That's what I'm
Each
talking
ball
about.
is in a superposition state of maybe black, maybe white, until a measurement is made. Opening your box causes the observed ball to have to choose a color state, which then forces the ball on the moon to choose the opposite. Now
What?
you really do seem to have an effect that travels faster than light, with the ball on the moon switching from a superposition state to a defined state as soon as you make your observation.
Yeah.
These quantum balls could be any particle from subatomic to molecular scale, and the entangled property could be spin, momentum, or any other quantum property. But why do we have to accept this wacky interpretation? Is there any real difference in the result of the experiment if the color of the balls is defined at the beginning versus when the box is opened?
Yes.
Why even propose this entanglement and superposition stuff? Well, because quantum mechanics in its standard form says so. Quantum systems are described by a mathematical object called the wave function, which evolves according to the Schrödinger equation. The joint wave function of two entangled objects only contains information about the correlation between those objects, not about their specific values. They only gain specific values when observed and the wave function collapses. For our quantum balls to know their own color the whole time, there would need to be extra information not contained in their wave function.
I love it. I love it.
Wow.
So, yeah,
Wow. So
that made a lot of sense to me. That really just made something make a lot of sense, and it was a amen to a yay that we felt in our spirit. Go ahead, though.
So this is interesting. So I don't even know what to say, bro. This right here in connection to humans' perception of money have an interesting connection. I don't know why. It's almost like you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? It's like you know what I'm saying? As the observer, like we are literally either control or controlling.
See the superposition, right? So when you say money, right, we are witnessing our collective awareness determine that money needs a boost, an info boost. See?
Right.
And so that's look at it and look at we're blessed to be able to take part of it. See?
Seen, bro. Seen.
And it all comes from intention. See? Look at intention and awareness, right? So intention and awareness are already entangled and they're within us, depending on what we choose to emanate into our sphere of existence, right? So look at the box and separate it and sending it to the moon, right? It's the truth. Like it didn't materialize, right? It didn't particleize. It was waveform of the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Or should I say all things? Well, he said there's a code, right, contained in it. So I'm interested in how or if this code is the code of the ball and or is it the color? You know what I'm saying? Or like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm curious. I like this video.
See, let's get back to it.
There
Amen.
are a few different interpretations of quantum mechanics that allow this hidden information, and they are collectively known as hidden variable theories. Einstein thought that such hidden information must exist, while others, like Niels Bohr, insisted that the wave function was the thought that such hidden information.
Going back to that, read that real quick. In physics, hidden variable theories are proposals to provide explanations of quantum mechanical phenomena through the introduction of possibly unobserved hypothetical entities.
Entities.
The existence of fundamental independency for some measurements is assumed as part of a mathematical formulation of quantum mechanics. Moreover, bounds of in my bad.
May I?
Yeah, go ahead. Take it over. Interdependency, right? Or no,
No.
Go ahead.
Bounds for indeterminacy.
Indeterminacy. There it is. Indeterminacy. Can be
Indeterminate.
expressed.
Listen, hold on. Indeterminate. Indeterminacy.
Indeterminacy.
Indeterminacy. Indeterminacy. Hi, man.
And yes, sir. You see these English terminacies?
Yeah. We have for terminacy, put a terminacy to the confusionacy. So the eye can see.
Be expressed in a quantitative form by the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Most hidden variable theories are attempts to avoid quantum indeterminacy, but possibly at the expense of requiring the existence of nonical interactions.
What's nonical? Non-local.
They say
This says non-local actions, right?
Okay.
So I understand this on the energetic level. I feel the understanding of it within me. Yeah, I mean within us. We feel it. The most hidden variable theories are most hidden variable theories are attempts to avoid quantum indeterminacy, right? But possibly at the expense of requiring the existence of non-local interactions. Hidden variable theories, proposals to provide explanations of quantum mechanical phenomena through the introduction of possibly unobservable hypothetical entities. See, that was the word that caught me there upon reading it. See, we talk about entities, and were we talking about entities? We was talking about entities just before we got on this call, I believe.
True.
See, and the levels of operation in the spheres of the levels of heaven. See, that heaven exists within the heart of man. See, but look, entities, right? We living in the fifth dimension, right? And we operate 2D entities that are unaware of our intentions, yet we code into them desires to complete actions,
right?
True. Like on the Web3 with a smart contract. The smart contract would be a 2D entity, like an avatar in a video game.
True.
Whoa.
Right.
I never heard that before, but yo, I don't know. That's my 2 cents. I'm sticking to it.
Hey, let's get back. Let's get back to it.
Must exist, while others, like Niels Bohr, insisted that the wave function was the complete description of a quantum system. In almost every scientific debate, physicists side with Einstein, but not in this case. Quantum mechanics was just too successful, and Niels Bohr was aggressive in pushing his Copenhagen interpretation. It became dogma, while for a while it was career suicide to question the orthodoxy, for example by researching hidden variable theories. David Bohm got the worst of that with his pilot wave theory, which we talk about in another video. John Stuart Bell was another hidden variable heretic. This Irish physicist didn't necessarily believe in them, but he wasn't content to just accept the Copenhagen interpretation without properly testing it. And he also realized that one could reveal the existence of hidden information without actually measuring that information or even testing a specific hidden variables theory. We've talked about these Bell tests previously if you want to see exactly how this works. In short though, in 1964, Bell came up with his Bell theorem, which shows that there should be a particular statistical correlation between the measured properties of entangled particles if the particles themselves hold the information about their internal states, and a different statistical relationship if those properties really are decided at the moment of measurement. In particular, the so-called Bell inequality would be true if there are hidden variables contained in the particles and violated otherwise. Finally, there was a real test that we could use to check for hidden variables. However, it wasn't until 1969 that the first Bell test was performed, and that was by one of our 2022 Nobel laureates, John Clauser. So why did it take 5 years? Well, Bell tests are really hard to perform. They require the production of entangled states, which have to be manipulated and measured without breaking the exceedingly delicate correlation between the particles. But also, to do a Bell test was to question the status quo. So it was hard to get support for the significant effort required. Clauser talks about the time he proposed his idea for the experiment to Richard Feynman, who promptly kicked him out of his office. Apparently Feynman thought it was pointless because standard quantum mechanics was clearly correct. Clauser and his student Stuart J. Friedman were not to be deterred. They had figured out a brilliant experiment and they were going to try it. It went like this. They blasted a beam of calcium atoms through the intense light of an arc lamp. That light excited electrons in calcium atoms to a higher energy level, and they would then drop down again with the lost energy carried away by photons. One of the possible electron transitions was between two states that had zero quantum spin, and which also resulted in the creation of two photons. Spin is the quantum version of angular momentum. Because the atom's spin hadn't changed in this transition, in order to conserve angular momentum, the pair of photons needed to have a total spin of zero, which translates to them having opposite circular polarizations. Standard quantum mechanics says that those polarizations are undefined until measurement, when they will always turn out to be opposite to each other. Hidden variable theories, on the other hand, allow the polarization to be set at the moment that the photons are created. By measuring those polarizations, by passing both photons through polarizers, Clauser and Friedman could perform a Bell test. Bell inequality was convincingly violated in their experiment, which means quantum mechanics was working exactly as expected, implying no hidden variables, just as Feynman had told them. But the case wasn't quite closed. John Bell himself pointed out that hidden variables would still be a thing, even if the Bell test said otherwise. The result of a quantum measurement depends on how you make the measurement. In the case of this experiment, the orientation of the polarizers determined which polarizations the experiment was sensitive to. Bell's theorem assumed that the choice of measurement is completely free and independent of the particle creation process. But in Clauser's experiment, the polarizers were fixed in position through the whole experiment. Their orientation was already decided when the entangled photons were produced. So what if that orientation had some influence on the polarization direction of the photons at the moment of their creation? Then the photons might carry hidden information about the eventual measurement direction the whole time and sort of conspire to look like standard quantum mechanics, even if they had real hidden variables. To close this loophole, it would be necessary to somehow set the measurement direction after the photons were produced. That sounds incredibly difficult because, in case you didn't know, photons move pretty fast. But when you're a brilliant experimentalist, incredibly difficult is your bread and butter. And so we meet our second laureate, Alain Aspect. Aspect's setup was very similar to Clauser's, with a beam of calcium atoms excited by light, this time a laser rather than an arc lamp. But the main difference was in the polarizers. In order to change the measurement direction of a polarizer, you have to rotate it. But it's kind of hard to do that faster than a photon can travel across your optical bench. Aspect found a way to randomize measurement direction without moving the polarizers at all. The trick was to use a type of transducer, in this case a chunk of quartz, that bends the path of light in different ways depending on whether the quartz is vibrating. And that vibration...
Okay, thank you for stopping. Look at that. A chunk of quartz gave the ability to control the observance and interaction level for the experiment. Is that what I'm hearing here? Is that what you hearing?
Yes, sir. That's interesting,
Now,
bro.
Thank you. Absolutely. It is. I mean, I say thank you for saying my words that I have in my head.
For real, like I did not think they was about to pull out the quartz on them.
So look, do we not look at this? Look at this image here that we're observing on the screen. Okay, lasers I'm unaware of yet, but magnets and quartz and light we have in our brain.
In our body too.
Thank you.
Brain and body.
So I don't know. Yeah, we was on another podcast that we did earlier. We was talking about harmonic oscillator, right?
Yep.
And how they trying to recreate what's in the body of man already as organic divine technology for the whole multiverse to operate through. You know what I'm saying? They literally trying to create a steering wheel to guide us into their chosen dimension of no gnosis.
Gnosis.
No gnosis. You feel me? Oh man. So they can lead us to where they want to go. Oh, let me stop. I ain't on no rant right now. Yeah,
man,
anyway,
let's hear what they saying about this, because this is interesting in regards to my man's went from, he upgraded, he using lasers, so this is a even more powerful light source.
Yes, sir. This is a respectful addition to our realm of consciousness. Let's go.
See.
Can be turned on and off with an electrical current. That means our entangled photons could be sent to different polarizers depending on an electrical switch, a switch that could be turned on and off quickly and randomly in the tiny intervals between the creation of the photon and their arrival at the transducer. All of this means that the photons can't know how they're going to be measured at the moment of their creation, which, if you recall, was a potential loophole in the Clauser and Friedman experiment. The Bell inequalities were also violated in Alain Aspect's experiment, dealing another blow to hidden variable theories. So, did Aspect close the final loophole? Not quite. There are two ways that the Bell inequalities could be violated without quantum entanglement being as spooky as Einstein feared. Well, actually, these ways are still spooky, but in different ways. Now, the first loophole I already mentioned, what if the choice of measurement is not independent of the creation of the entangled particles? Aspect's experiment seemed to eliminate that possibility by making that choice after the particles were produced. But what if the random number generator controlling the transducer wasn't really random? After all, signals could have traveled to both the calcium atom and the random number generator from some common influence, causing them to conspire to violate Bell's inequalities. This is the idea called superdeterminism, basically stating that the particles are not only correlated with each other, but also with the random number generator or the physicist choosing the measurement direction. So ultimately, the universe has no choice but to always hide the existence of hidden variables. Now, we've discussed superdeterminism before, so you can decide for yourself whether that's a reasonable idea, but John Bell certainly did not think that it was plausible. But even without superdeterminism, there's another loophole. Bell's theorem can be used to rule out the existence of local hidden variables. It can rule out that the secret information about the entangled particle states lives in the particles themselves. That's what local means here. But there could still be hidden variables that exist in the global wave function of the entangled particles. Clauser and Aspect's experiments ruled out local hidden variables, but that may mean they ruled out locality rather than hidden information. Any violation of locality still means that some sort of influence travels faster than light, the sort of spookiness that Einstein hated. One way or another, our Nobel laureates have revealed a universe stranger than many are comfortable with. Okay, what about our third laureate, Anton Zeilinger? Clauser and Aspect's work was all about testing the fundamentals of quantum mechanics, about getting closer to what its weirdness is really telling us about the world. But their efforts also led to very practical results. They, and others like them, advanced our ability to create and manipulate entangled quantum states. And Zeilinger put these to good use. He may be the most famous for demonstrating quantum teleportation. This is a phenomenon in which a quantum state is transferred between two particles via an intermediate particle that's entangled with them both. We'll save the awesome details for another time. The important thing right now is that quantum teleportation and the corresponding ability to move around quantum information is critical for quantum computers. Zeilinger is responsible for a number of advances in manipulating entanglement and has applied these to quantum cryptography and to the development of quantum computers. This is a rare episode of space-time in which both Einstein and Feynman were wrong. Einstein, because one way or another, the quantum world is indeed quite spooky. And Feynman was right in thinking that Clauser would never disprove standard quantum mechanics, but he was wrong in thinking that Clauser shouldn't try. Because science only moves forward when we try to push its theories to the breaking point. We learn something whether they break or not. And perhaps we find technologies that will be useful in ways that no one could have predicted. In this case, our better understanding of quantum entanglement has brought us very close to the age of quantum computing and quantum cryptography, all because a few scientists were willing to challenge the status quo and seek the hidden secrets of space-time. Before we get to comments, two things. First is that time of year again where we ask you to take the annual PBS Digital Studios audience survey. The Spacetime audience has always been amazing at filling out the survey, and we'd love to continue that trend his entire life. Diving into astrophysics and the sciences when he entered college, he emerged as a professional chemist and launched into a career about using the sun's gravitational field as a lens to take pictures of distant planets. And then the one where we went
so
the entire
we talk
Lagrange.
about using, it's perfect how the universe just keys it back in. So we're aware of what that laser is factor wise in the observation of the diagram. Did you reveal that yet within? Andrew, are you there?
Say that one more time, bro.
The relevance of the laser became aware. Do you know why it's used in that image and diagram? What part of the equation the laser plays?
Yeah, when the dude was using the laser for the experiment, yeah. So what you were saying about that?
It's the camera, so to speak. It's used for observation.
Interesting.
And that reveals exactly what mechanic that diagram is mimicking inside the human body, inside the human mind, inside the cranial vessel, the crown, the ras.
Oh,
the eyes. See?
Seen.
So, but look, the eyes are what controls what happens in the quantum entanglement, how it manifests physically. Do you see how he said that in subtle?
Oh,
What do we believe it's going to be? Yeah, I mean,
and that's exactly what it will be.
if we want to leave it up to chance, you know, who's to say? Who's to say that? Then maybe we need to turn away. That's what it is. If we want to leave it up to chance, then it's not for us to observe. Oh,
Just like that. And see, that makes so much sense in creating your reality. Subconsciously, you create your reality. Even if you were, even if as like the sheep of the world, even if you may believe, man, I'm in a situation because of this or that, it's really you just got tricked into creating. You got tricked into creating that for yourself. Like you really could have created something else if you wanted to create it for yourself.
even to this point now, you can flip the paradigm and be like, oh wait, this is the other side of the coin. Everything's different now.
Exactly.
That's why I love meditations and chants. You know what I mean? I'm thinking the right thoughts at the right time to be effective and super successful in every area of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, whoa.
And that's it. That's in my DNA. Composure. I've chanted that for so long, years. You know what I mean? And I was blessed from a mentor. You know what I'm saying? A world-renowned motivational speaker. Beautiful brother. You know what I mean? Brother Michael Diamond. You know, and it's awesome to watch each other ascend the consciousness level of our creation, of what we're created to be, which we know that the top is God. You know what I'm saying? You're gods of the earth. That's what it says in the Bible. And I'm a man of the word. You know what I mean? Because the word is found fulfilled through every word. You know what I mean? Ever uttered and ever acted on. If only if we are open to be aware of that fact.
Man. Yeah, bro.
How you feeling over there, man?
Spliff got me right. I can say that,
Yeah,
bro. My mind has been kind of like it's like after watching that, it's just more so the manifestation and realizing everything that we want. There is no QUIT on it. You know what I'm saying? There's no QUIT at all.
no, sir. It's only a break. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we pause, but we never go backwards. It's forward ever. Forward ever. And we're building the right things. This is what we hear is that we're building the right things to as a foundation. You know what I mean? It's new society, you know what I mean? Where look, we're putting everything on Front Street. It's time, it's go live time in this operation where most of us have been in a certain meditation that we ain't share with nobody else. And we don't have to share with nobody else until it's fully created now on Web3.
Right.
And turn it into, you know what I mean? And use the beast, man. You get me? Because look, they got this confused, y'all. You know what I mean? They got people scared of the Eastern traditions because they recognize the power of the dragon spirit, see, the dragon energy. And it's talked about in a Western Christian type of, perception, and it's actually, it's in the word, it is the way it is. But I'm just born on the first day of the zodiacal sign Ophiuchus, which is the snake bearer. You know what I'm saying? So I'm forced to live a super volatile life, and I'm still here. I've come up out of that worldly life. You know what I'm saying? And now we grab hold of that snake. You know what that snake is? My brother, you know what that snake is.
Oh, bro, that the snake is really and truly inside each and every single one of I and I.
Yes, I.
You know what I'm saying? And we individually all have to conquer and be as wise as, but harmless, but be harmless. You know what I'm saying? As a dove. So
Ooh,
yeah, bro.
that
We,
part.
you know what I'm saying? We know what time it is, bro, and we're gonna definitely get to that next level. Like we're already at that next level right now. Literally, like today, like I feel like today was the day we just went to the next level in regards to how things is gonna play out. And
I
yeah,
like that.
I'm looking forward to the whole journey. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If y'all watching this, y'all smash the like button, subscribe to Full Bouncer. You know what I'm saying? Y'all check me out over there, Tobiah Tafari on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be going live. We're gonna be doing these a lot this whole year. And eventually y'all gonna see us, we're gonna have cameras and doing more footage together when we link up in New Mexico, and you know what I'm saying? A lot of things gonna take place. So y'all stay tuned. For real. Is there anything else you want us to pull up and watch, my brother?
Man, you know what? There's something that's coming to mind right now, to the eye right now, and the eye tells the eye to log into the phone here, or maybe even another tab here and read. Okay, so we have here the quantum realm of triunity, which is a comprehensive guide to the principles of quantum mechanics, triunity's role in advancing it, and its potential for shaping the future of science and technology. The book, Quantum Realm of Triunity, covers topics such as wave particle duality, quantum entanglement, and blockchain technology in quantum research and computing. But it also explores the potential of decentralized applications in the quantum realm. A must read for anyone interested in the quantum realm and its potential for shaping the future of science and technology. You know, just a little window, man. Links in the comments. Peace and blessings. Man, I love you. I hope you love you too. You feel me? Because that's the real quantum key. Love you. You know what I'm saying? And believe that those things that you hope to be, those good things, have to search it all within you, and the external reflection that is exterior. See? We choose and we follow the good. See? And we follow the good with our heart intention. See? Believe those things that you are, that you hope to be, as though the best things, you know what I'm saying? Like you in your best version, believe that is you now. You know what I'm saying? As though it is, you know what I'm saying? Give thanks though. Give thanks for that reality as though it is right now, and it's drawing closer. That's the key to the magnetism. But if you doubt it, we're gonna go into more books coming up here. You see, the magnetism. See, and that's the next thing we're going into about the key of triunity. See, that's what it's all about. Peace and blessings. Love up each other all the time. Support one another. Hug your sister and your brother, mother, father, and your lover. Amen. Glory to the Most High, the King of Kings. Yes, I.